Hey guys, it's Kyle with the How To Guy 123 here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to install Ubuntu in a virtual machine using VirtualBox. So the first thing to do is get VirtualBox if you don't have it already. I'll leave a link in the description to download it. All you gotta do is once you're on this website here, click the big green download button, and that's going to take you to this page, and you're going to want to find the right version of VirtualBox for the OS you're using. So for example, if you're on Windows, you're going to want to download this one. If you're on Mac, download this one. If you're on Linux, download this one. And then once you click this, it'll start the download, and you pretty much just install it like any normal program. Since I already have it downloaded and installed, I'm not gonna go ahead and do that again. And the next thing we're gonna need to do is download Ubuntu. Now, I've also provided the link to download Ubuntu in the description below as well. And there's two versions to choose from. Either Ubuntu 18.04.2 LTS and Ubuntu 19.04, and these are the two versions available at the time of recording this video. And what the LTS means, it just means long-term service, which means you'll be getting security updates up until April of 2023. Or you can download Ubuntu 19.04, it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose the long-term service, so just click the download button here, and it's going to start downloading in a second. There we go. Now it's about 2 gigabytes, so depending on your internet speed, it might take some time. So I'll be right back once this is done downloading. Alright, so Ubuntu has just finished downloading. Now we're going to go ahead and open up VirtualBox. And now that it's opened, it's going to look something like this. Now I have a whole bunch of virtual machines already created, so if you don't have any, you're not going to have any of these. But just go ahead and click on New to start a new virtual machine. And give it a name, you can call it whatever you want. We'll just call this Tutorial. And then you're going to want to choose a folder that's going to save all of your virtual machine files. And for me, I'm just going to leave mine on my G drive. Under Type, choose Linux. Under Version, choose Ubuntu 64-bit. Now let's say you don't have any 64-bit option. That means that you don't have virtualization turned on in your BIOS. Now virtualization, the virtualization setting in your BIOS allows us to actually run virtual machines in VirtualBox. If you don't have it on, you're not going to have any of these 64-bit options. So all you gotta do is go into your BIOS and turn on something that either says virtualization technology. If you have an Intel processor, it might say Intel-VT, or if you have an AMD processor, it might say AMD-V, just something along the lines of that. I'll leave another link in the description below where to another video where I've kind of went over how to turn on virtualization, so check that out if you're having trouble. Now next we're going to want to choose the amount of RAM we're going to allocate to our virtual machine. Now rule of thumb, you don't want to use more than half your RAM, so to check the amount of RAM you have, just come down here to the start menu, click on the little gear here, go to System, About, and then under installed RAM, for me I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So I don't want to use more than 8, but really you don't need more than 1. I'd recommend putting 2, and then 4 is actually a little bit overkill, but I'd say put about 2, which is 2048. Now under hard disk, use create a virtual hard disk now, and then click on create. And then under file location, we just leave that. Under file size, this is the amount of hard disk space we're going to give to our virtual machine. Now you can choose however much you want. And I'm just going to leave it at 10, which should be, actually I'm going to up it a little bit to maybe like 16, but that should be enough. But this really depends on how many files you're going to be using on your virtual machine. Under hard disk file type, choose VDI, and under storage on physical hard disk, choose dynamically allocated. Now click on create, and there we go. One more thing we're going to do is come up here to settings, then go to system, processor, and if you have multiple cores on your computer, which you probably do, you're going to want to basically max this out. So you can, I have 4 cores on my processor, so I can choose up to 4 cores. If you have 2, choose 2, and this is going to help our virtual machine run. It'll definitely speed it up significantly. So basically max this out up until where the green stops. So I'm gonna put mine to 4, and that's pretty much all we really have to touch for now. So just go ahead and click on OK, and then click on the green start button here. Now once this window has popped up, it's going to say select startup disk, click the little folder here, and then you're going to want to find the Ubuntu ISO that we downloaded earlier. So I believe mine's in my downloads, and it is. Just go ahead and double click on it to open it, and then click on start. I'm going to make this window bigger, and you'll see Ubuntu, the Ubuntu installation screen should pop up. So now that the Ubuntu installation screen has popped up, choose your language, and I'm going to choose English, and then click on Install Ubuntu. Now choose your keyboard layout, and then click Continue, and then choose Normal Installation, and you can choose to install third-party software while Ubuntu is installing, but this is going to slow down the installation, so I'm going to skip it for now. Click Continue. And now choose Erase Disk and install Ubuntu. Don't worry, this isn't going to erase anything on our actual computer. This is going to install on the virtual machine file, which there's nothing on it, so it's okay to just choose Erase, and then click on Install Now. And then click on Continue. Now choose your time zone. So I'm going to choose Toronto. If it's gonna let me. Yep, there we go. And then click on Continue. And now this is going to create an account here. So give your account your basically your computer's account. So I'll call mine tutorial, and this is going to be your username and password. You can give it whatever password you want. I'll just do 1 2 3 4. That was 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Alright, cool. And then you can choose login automatically if you don't want to put in a password every time you start up your virtual machine. So then click on Continue. And now VirtualBox or Ubuntu is going to install onto your virtual machine. Now this might take some time, so I'm gonna skip through the video and I'll return once this is finished installing. Alright, so it's just finished installing, and then go ahead and click Restart Now. And now it says, please remove the installation medium, then press enter, so just go ahead and hit enter. Yeah, okay, it just came back up, but then it fixed itself. Now you might see these errors over here, don't worry about them, you'll pretty much see those every time that you boot up your virtual machine, but they don't really mean anything, so don't worry about them. Alright, so we are now in our virtual machine, and you'll see that it's not actually in full screen, and if you try to actually use it, it might be a little bit sluggish. So to fix this, come up here to Devices, Optical Drives. Oh, my bad. It's Devices, Insert Guest Edition CD Image. So go ahead and click on that, and give it a second. And you'll see this box is going to pop up, and it's going to say this contains software intended to be automatically started. Would you like to run it? Click Run. And now you're going to need to enter your password, so if I can remember, it's 1 2 3 4 5. Then click on Authenticate. And now it's going to go ahead and install the VirtualBox Guest Editions, which is pretty much just drivers that will improve the speed of your virtual machine. Also, it'll obviously allow you to full screen it like I just mentioned before. And I think it just finished. Well, this popped up. Just go ahead and click next, next, next. I think this was supposed to pop up earlier. Yeah, okay. So just go click next, 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 and then done. And just to get rid of that window there, and just wait for this to finish installing. Alright, now it's saying press return to close this window, so just hit enter, and you'll see that it actually already made the window bigger. But just to finalize the VirtualBox Guest Editions installation, go up here to the power button, and then click on the power button here, and then click on restart, just to restart our virtual machine to make sure that everything was installed properly. And there we go, we've successfully finished installing Ubuntu in a virtual machine in VirtualBox. Now one final thing you can do is come up here to view and full screen mode if you want to basically view your virtual machine in full screen without any of the basically application borders. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. If it helped, leave a like. If it didn't, leave a dislike. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.